Hello crafty friends, Amanda here with Crafting with Amanda. Welcome to Twisted Sister for April 2023. I am going to highlight the mix-in papers. I absolutely love these papers and the colors that are in them. We'll start right off with this Mink Tone on Tone. It kind of has some definitions and some information about different plants that you would find in your flower bed. This is a papaya star paper, and then on the other side is kind of a floral distressed, almost a wallpaper kind of look. And there you had the toffee, and here is more of the charcoal color for this paper pack. And then the Seabrook in between these diagonals has flowers. And this paper with the writing on it, I'm going to use to cut out some trees, and it'll make it Christmas trees because I'm going to do Christmas cards with the mix-in papers. And I just love the soft colors of these, so I'm going to go ahead and add some mink cardstock to it. I'm also going to add from the core catalog the Floral Sentiment stamp. And I love this because it's a layered stamp with flowers, and I love that look. And then the other thing that I'm adding is the Seasonal Haul stamp set and thin cut. I'm going to use that pickup truck, and I did one that I put the presents in the back of, and then this one that I'm going to show, I'm going to put a evergreen tree in the back. So here are the pieces that you cut. The first one is labeled wrong. It's actually 5.5 by 11. So you need a 5.5 by 11 base, as well as a 1 by 11 strip for the band. And then you score the base at 1 1/4, 4, and 6 3/4. And you're just going to do a Valley Mountain Valley fold on this. If you don't know what I mean, basically you're going to make a big W or an M, whatever works for you. And then I'll just reinforce those folds with my bone folder. Any supplies that I use or tools, I will have listed below in the description. So you can check those out if you have any questions, or just write a comment. I'd be happy to help you out that way as well. Now I inked all of the edges of my components with a color that coordinated with what they were. So like the Seabrook paper, I coordinated with Seabrook, the papaya, the pine with pine. You get what I mean. And for me, for assembling, I like to go ahead and add my adhesive to everything because it's kind of that assembly line style. I can go ahead and ink everything together, then glue everything, and then attach it so that I'm kind of shifting gears each time to stay focused on what I need to do. And I'll realize here that I forgot to ink one of the folds, so I'll just grab my blender tool there again, and I don't even have to re-ink it. There was plenty of ink still in there. So I'll continue to put the base pattern papers on this. For this particular card, you really don't need that inside piece because I'm going to make this into a gift card holder, and so you really don't need that inside papaya because you won't ever see it. But for my other card that I will show you later, you would see it when it's open. Now to do the band on a card, what I like to do is to fold it tight along the bottom and then push it down about a 1/16 of an inch, just a little bit, and then fold it tight along the top of the card. And you have that little wiggle room because you already pushed it down away from a card 1/16 of an inch, but you get a nice fold top and bottom that way. So off camera, I went ahead and used the thin cuts and cut the truck and the packages and then the sign, and I lined them up on my MISTI. So I'm going to ink everything up here with the mist ink and then stamp it. And it's kind of a lighter, it's not the dark charcoal. I thought about using that, but I just wanted to keep things soft here. So those are all done, and you can see that the packages fit in the back of the pickup just fine. And the other card I did, that's exactly what I used. I colored them in with markers and used that. So I'm just adding a little bit of pine ink to the edges of my Christmas trees. And as you can see, the words from that paper work great as Christmas trees because it just kind of looks like the garland that you would put on your Christmas tree. So very excited by that. And here I'm going to take papaya ink and the little sentiment Happy Holidays and stamp it to the sign that's going to go on the side of the pickup truck. And I chose to do papaya just because it's the closest thing that I have for red. And then off camera again, I stamped these flowers and then cut a couple of them out with my Scan and Cut. And then I just let it cut some blank pages for me so that I could stamp them here. And I did the 0.04 edge on the Scan and Cut. And if you are unfamiliar or you haven't used your Scan and Cut in a while, I do have a video that walks you through some of that. So check out the description below the video. And then I'm using the Desert Rose ink for the center of this layered flower instead of papaya. I tried to do papaya and it just kind of washed out, or it faded, where the Desert Rose kind of stood out a little bit more. So then now I am taking the charcoal shimmer brush. I thought about using black for the tires, but it was just going to be a little too stark. So I've sped this video up, but I was very careful when I was coloring in these tires to do a nice job, because I am going to use a gel pen here and create some white wall tires. I don't know if you remember those, but I'm using my gel pen and doing some streaks on the window so it looks like the window's there, and then making the white wall tires. To attach my Christmas tree, I'm just adding glue to the front of it, kind of at an angle, and then I can position it on the pickup as I want it. And I will go ahead and start figuring out where I want to put things on this card. I'm going to put the sign on the truck just to get it up and out of my way. This is a sentiment that I had printed and mounted to silver cardstock, and it just says, "May the Christmas season bring only happiness and joy to you and your family." And that gets tucked underneath as a surprise when they open it. And then I'm going to do 3 trees around here, and I'll realize I need to ink the edges of those trees. My band needs to go up and down, so I'm just dry fitting things to make sure this is how I want it to go. I did go ahead and add some of that pine to the side of the Christmas tree. And then how I like to attach these is I will put the 2 outside ones on first and then put the center one in, and that typically does better for spacing. And this really is how quick this card comes together. So here I am gluing the sides together so that it can hold a gift card. So there we go, that gift card holds in there perfectly. And then I wanted to add a little more interest to the front of the card. So I'm going to go ahead and use a leaf and the Seabrook ink from that Floral Sentiments stamp. And then I will go ahead and adhere those flowers on top of there. And this is winding up. So now the back side of one of the folds is where I would write a personal note to the person receiving the Christmas card. So for me, that's always important to have that extra space. I know some people don't like that. I personally like to do that. So there we have it. So the band, the truck can go wherever you want on the card. That gift card can go sideways or up and down. Either way works. And that's how it looks when they receive it. And then this is the sample card that I did first. And you can see that I used the packages. I colored them in with the tri-blend markers. But this will stand up nicely and bring somebody joy. Be sure to check out what everybody has done with the Twisted Sister playlist. I am on day 4. They started on April 1st. This is how you can connect with me on social media. If you want to help us out, go ahead and like our videos, and hope you have a blessed day. Bye-bye.